Welcome to phase 3 of the NeuroFlow journey. Before we dive into the heart of this phase, let's take a brief step back to look at the path we have covered so far. In the first phase, systemic reading, we learned to observe the system as a whole. We started using tools like heart rate variability to understand how the body reacts to various stressors. In the second phase, we began working on tools and introduced practices that act on the three fundamental dimensions of the system: the biochemical dimension, linked to the energetic metabolism; the biomechanical dimension, which involves breathing, posture, and movement; and the psycho-emotional dimension, connected to the regulation of the nervous system and also the emotional side. In this phase, we started integrating concrete tools into your daily life. Now we are entering phase 3, where we really start talking about sustainable performance. In this phase, we work on three fundamental aspects that allow the system to stay stable even during moments of greater pressure. The first concerns protecting the biological reserve. Every day, the body needs a certain amount of energy to sustain its most fundamental functions, keeping the organs working, supporting the immune system, and other functions. Let's use a company as an example. You need a minimum budget to pay your employees' salaries and keep the machines running. This energy represents the biological base of your system. And one of the goals of this phase is precisely to learn how to protect this reserve. We need to create a minimum continuous cash flow. The second element concerns creating an energy buffer. What does that mean? It means learning not to consume the system at 100% every day. We can work well, achieve results, and face daily challenges without completely draining our resources every day. When we manage to do that, we start creating a small margin, a small reserve every day. This margin becomes the system's buffer, and it's exactly this that gives us more flexibility to handle unexpected events or moments of greater intensity. The third element concerns managing pressure peaks. In professional and personal life, there are always moments when intensity increases. Deadlines, important decisions, projects, or periods of greater responsibility. Our work will be to learn to manage these moments in three phases: before a peak to prepare the system, during the peak to maintain stability and clarity, after the peak to support recovery and prepare for the next phase. This way, performance remains continuous and sustainable over time, avoiding those big heights and lows that often push the system into overload. During this phase, we'll naturally continue using tools like heart rate variability, which will help us observe how the system reacts to the different situations of the day. At the end of this phase, we'll also reach the final challenge of the journey: building a strategic agenda, an agenda that looks beyond these 3 months of work and begins organizing the next 6 months, integrating the tools you have learned throughout the journey and helping you optimize the resources you already have. The goal is to transform everything you have developed so far into a practical and sustainable model. Now, let's dive into the heart of this phase. Good work!